Hello lovely people, I'm here today to show you a haul of stuff that I got last week at the charity shop and at my local flea market. Right, so I'm going to start off with stuff. I went to 3 different charity shops in our town centre and what I managed to find was brilliant. Right, so I got this lovely like pashmina kind of scarf here, lovely lilac-y colour and a deep purple on the other side with silver little leaves picked out. It's absolutely beautiful, really soft, and it's quite long, so I could either use it to cover a couple of journals or to wrap them in once they're made before they go on to their new home. But I'll get at least 2 journals, and if I use it for other things like maybe using it as pockets or decoration, I'll get even more than 2 out of it. So yeah, that was the first thing I found. It was £1, so fabulous. The next fabric thing I found was this. I love the fabric. Don't know what it is. It's massive. It's bigger than a pillowcase, but it's made in the same way as a pillowcase. Then it's got these bits on, so I don't know what it is. It's like a big sack, but I'll get a good few journals worth use out of this lovely fabric with the different shades of pink in flowers. And once again, this was £1 as well. So I was really thrilled to bits with that. The next thing, this is find of the century for me. A whole sari, a whole full length, layers and layers of it, a full sari complete. Look at the lovely deep burgundy, like a red wine colour, and the lovely vibrant green, all with this gold decorative edging and gold running through it as well. Absolutely beautiful, and there is yards and yards of this. It folds up so small because it's silk and it's so lightweight. Like, it feels like there's nothing to it. When I unwrap it, I can wrap myself up in this about 3 times, and if not more. There is loads of it. It's a full length sari. I can't remember how many metres they are, but they're always a certain amount of metres or yards. It was £3, £3, and I love it. I've already used some of it in a journal. I cut a little bit off of the end when I could find the end because when you unwrap it all, there's so much of it, it takes 2 people to fold it back up. But yeah, what a find. I'm in love with this, and if I send anyone Happy Mail, I reckon I'll be sending little bits of this out for a very long time, and even still managing to keep loads for myself. It is gorgeous. So yeah, that was my favourite thing that I found. And then I've got 2 other like shawls. I've already cut these in half. They're like sort of the length of a normal pashmina. I wrapped Amelia in half. I cut this in half and I re-hemmed the edge. I haven't done it yet to this one because I just put it back in my materials. This was 50p, this one, and this one was really long, and I used this to cut part of it to cover Evangelina, and I've also used some of it on another journal that I'm working on at the moment, and that was £1.50, and yeah, the other one was 50p. So I was over the moon with them. And then my last fabric item from the charity shops was this, and I really liked it. It's cushion cover, and I could either use it to cover a book, or I could unpick it and use all these individual ones in different journals, all the individual doilies. They've been sewn together, and little mini doilies made in the middle, but yeah, I really loved that. There's lots of different colours, lots of different possibilities, so that was brilliant, and that was 50p. And oh yeah, one more thing from the charity shops with fabric, this woolen big long scarf, quite a lot of it, and it's really nice colour. It's really soft. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, to be honest with you. I might use it over canvas or something on a cover, the way I did with the lace pashmina. But yeah, I can't remember how much this one was. Most of the things was £1, so, or 50p. No, I think it was £1. Let me say £1 because I can't exactly remember. Right, in the charity shops near me, in one of them, just one shop, I found loads of books that really interested me and that I thought was good for junk journaling or just, well, all sorts of projects. So yeah, I found a few books all on the same day in the same store. I got cross stitch sentiments and sayings, and obviously it's teaching you how to do them, but there's pictures of them when they're done, and the little pictures, like, which is the guide and that for all of the different things, and it's jam-packed with them, and I really like them, so I got that. All of the books from the charity shop was £1, so I got that one. I got The Struggle for Nationhood. It's a Reader's Digest book, and it's like the illustrated history of the world. And yeah, there's loads of stuff in here, loads of good images. It really interests me. I read all these normally before I even go into them or start scanning them. I love reading them, and so yeah, there's loads of stuff in here, loads of history. It really interests me, and I think as well, if you're going to do journals from certain eras, it's important that you know the history so that you're keeping true to the era that you're aiming your journal of supposedly being from. You know, you don't want to be having a journal that you're saying was around like in the 1800s, and then you're mentioning things that happened in 1902. So for me, I like to read up on things. I suppose that's why I love junk journals, because I've always loved books. I lose myself in books. They are my salvation. Some of them are like security blankets. When I'm stressed or anxious, I go back to reading the ones that I read as a child, just to make me feel happy. And I think that's why I got into junk journaling, and junk journals make me feel happy. Like my little comfort blanket, books make me feel happy. So yeah, there's loads of history in here from all over the world. Some beautiful images that I can scan. So yeah, that was a bargain at £1. Then I got this one, which I mentioned in my last video, because I don't know if it's Spanish or Portuguese, but I saw the words Grandes Exploradores, or you can tell I don't speak the lingo at all, so I sound like a div saying things. But it's Spanish or Portuguese. I knew that much from looking at it. Well, I thought. It might not be. Someone might see it and correct me and say I'm totally wrong. However, loads of nice images in here. It's like really well illustrated. There's so many things to scan, maps, and obviously it's a book about exploration. And although I can't read this one, I can look through, and when you're going through, you do see, like, you do recognise if it's the name of a place or like the dates, obviously. And so if you're recognising things like that, and then I sort of can cross-reference with other books and think, oh yeah, that's what it's going on about. And so that's the way I'm able to use these in a way that I feel is, oh, what is the word? Like, just fitting with the time that I'm going for. So yeah, that I was well pleased with that for £1. Lots of lovely images. Big fat book. And then the last one I got at the charity shops was this one, the shorter illustrated History of the World. And this one. If this is the shorter version, what on earth is the longer version like? I wouldn't be able to lift it. So, yeah, the History of the World, it's saying. So there's loads of different things in here, loads of images, lots of information that I can cross-reference and educate myself as I try and make journals and try and keep them in keeping with what was going on in the world when I'm saying my journal was floating about in that world. So yeah, there's loads of stuff in here. I find it really fascinating. To other people they might think it's boring, but not to me. I love it. So that was my charity shop finds. Then on Friday it's flea market day near me, and bargains, I got some fabulous ones. Right, on one stall they do loads of different stuff that they're selling, and then they've got one table at the side of their stall where they do 3 items for £1. So for £1 I got this pocket on a thing. I suppose it's to hang up to, I don't know, put your keys in or whatever. And I thought, what a great pocket on a nature journal. It's got like that butterfly, like, or maybe even on the front of a nature journal. So yeah, I'm going to be unpicking this and using it. And even the trim around the edges, I don't know if you can see, it looks like it's plaited. So I will probably be trying to unpick that so that I can use this trim in nature journals as well, because I think that's really nice. And nothing will go to waste, because this I will be able to cut up and make clusters on, or make pockets or tuck spots. So not one part of that is going to go to waste. So that's that. My next item on the 3 for £1 was this. So you know where I'm going with this. Boho or what? That is fantastic, isn't it? It's got all the coins, obviously some embroidery, you know, the lovely trim around the edge. There's so many possibilities for this small little thing. I think it's one of those things that you wrap around your hips if you're doing belly dancing, but which I ain't never going to be doing, but I am going to be making junk journals with it. And gosh, there's lots, isn't there? So I'll probably be able to share some of this with people as well in Happy Mail. And then my third item for £1 was this scroll. So it sounds like paper, it moves like paper, but it looks like material. So I'm over the moon with this. And obviously there's all this writing here, oriental writing. This does feel like paper. Well, it is paper, thick, good quality paper. It's paper. This underneath feels like paper, but on the top it's material, but it's really sturdy. So I'm going to be able to put this to lots of use as well. And it's a really lovely pattern in like the fabric. But yeah, those 3, just £1 for all 3 of them. So how cool was that? Then I got these brooches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brooches for 25p each. So all of those £1.25. I thought they was lovely. Look at that one. Look how lovely that is. And so yeah, they was really cool. And then I got a necklace for £1. I've already taken it off. It was on like a kind of, you know, the ones where you get like a black leather strap. I've already put that in with my trim. And yeah, it's a little bee. It's gorgeous. So you can understand, I saw that and straight away I thought, what a brilliant thing for a nature journal. Then I saw a man selling these little books of book bond picture cards, and back in like the 70s and that and 60s, when we used to buy our tea, you used to have these little cards in and you collected them, and you could like get the book and that. The book, look, it was a sixpence for the book, so it's pre 1973 when we went to New Money. So yes, probably in the 60s this was floating about, maybe earlier, maybe the 50s, I'm not sure. But he was selling them, and for like, most of them was like £5, but he said if there's any missing, then he sells them for £1. And this one is British costume through the ages. And so I'm thinking fashion journal or sewing journal. There's illustrations as well, and there was one card missing, just one, and so he only charged me £1 instead of £5. And there was only one card missing. Some of the books had like half a dozen cards missing. This one only had one. But yeah, that's his rule. If they're not complete, they're £1. And look at all these things, different examples of clothes and how they were kept, examples of wardrobe in 1774, and all the different costume through the ages, shoes, the corsets, amazing, different parasols. So yeah, I am over the moon with that. And then I've saved what I think is the best bargains till last. I bought 2 books. This one, the cover's already falling off, it's super old. Well, it's not as super old as this. This one's even older, but it's in better condition. Right, I'll do this one first. This one, I can only just about see it, is the Modern Illustrated Home Dictionary. And it's from 1936. Yeah, the covers come off. It was like that when I got it off him. And it's not just a dictionary. There's all sorts of different little illustrations everywhere. That's about telling the tallest buildings in the world. Yeah, it educates you in all different things. At the back, there's all the rules on how to play bridge and stuff like that. Famous theatres. English period furniture, it's showing you. There's these illustrations that are throughout are really like wild, like so different from one to the next. Iron and steel manufacture, like there's a bit of everything. So yeah, I got that one that I had to put aside, and I was still rummaging, and I hadn't asked yet the price. And then I found this one, and this is from 1906, the Harmsworth Self-Educator. And if I thought that one was good, this one was even better. It tells you a bit of everything. It's the Self-Educator, and what I read the introduction, and they are trying to educate you a little bit of anything that you might need throughout your life. Electricity, yeah. What we got here? Oh, dressmaking. What are we on next? Accountancy. There's a bit of everything. Oh, we've been making more dresses now. Look, we're doing sleeves. No, skirts. Evolution. It is crazy. What have we got here? Different forms of electromagnets and their action. Right. I could go on all night saying different things from this book, and I still wouldn't have told you even a tenth of it. Right. So I said to the man, how much are these books? And he said, all my books are 20 pence. 20 pence! I couldn't carry any more. I already had shopping, and I've got a bit of a disability, so if I am walking, sometimes I'm not walking. If I am walking, I'm using a like trolley thing, walking fade thing. That's what I am. Yeah, I'm using that. And so yeah, I couldn't carry too much, otherwise I'll be falling over with it. So I only got these 2, but I'm going back on Friday to see if he's there again, because well, he had some fantastic ones. These are the best two, though, I thought, so I grabbed them. But I will not be cutting these up. I will scan things out of them. Oh yeah, look, here it's telling you how to read music. Right. I will scan things out of them, but I will be reading these. I will be keeping hold of these, because I know it's outdated, it's 1906, but just fabulous. Like, look at that at the front. I love that. And this is the birth of British commerce, and it was painted by Lord Leighton. And there's different things like that throughout as well, art through the ages. And yeah, I was blown away. 20 pence for that. So yeah, I won't be cutting those up. I will be saving them, scanning them, and just enjoying them. So I hope you enjoyed as well my little video. And get out there, have a rummage, go to your charity shops, go to your flea markets, go to your thrift stores, you call them in the States, don't you? Anywhere like that, garage sales, house clearance, you can pick up just little treasures, little gems that no one else wants, that to us are priceless. So yeah, I hope you get out there. Have a good day everyone, bye.